Hi everyone, welcome back to Function Pilates. I'm Vanessa Kelly, founder of Function Pilates, located here in Tempe, Arizona, and today I'm back with Reformer 101 workout part 2. So if you didn't check out the first Reformer 101 workout, I definitely recommend going back and checking that workout as well, because it's such a great place to start if you're newer to Pilates, or you're just getting back into movement, or even if you've been practicing Pilates for years and just want to reconnect the fundamentals on a deeper level. Sometimes going back to the basics is actually where the most awareness happens. It allows you to slow down, understand the principles more clearly, and just really build the internal connection to your body and movement patterns. So honestly, if you guys enjoy this style of teaching, understanding the why behind the exercises, posture, alignment, like the breath work, and all just like the movement mechanics, I would love to hear from you. What do you want to learn more about? What are you curious about when it comes to your body? Just how you're moving through the exercises, posture, or just Pilates in general. So leave those in the comments below, because I truly want to integrate that into the workout to keep this very educational for you moving forward. And kind of piggybacking off of that, if you're someone who has been thinking about becoming a Pilates instructor and you resonate with this method of me teaching, you can actually book a call with me directly to see if the Function Pilates Teacher Training Academy would be a great fit for you. So inside the program, we focus heavily on posture, anatomy, observation, programming, and just understanding how to work with real bodies in a practical way. We offer both in-person training here in Tempe, Arizona, as well as online worldwide. And our next cohort begins in June, so there's still time to get started if you want to jump in for this summer course. And if you're already an instructor who has been teaching for a few years and you're ready for your next level professionally, that's where our Master Trainer program comes in. Inside that program, I teach you how to become a master trainer so you can eventually teach the Function Pilates curriculum inside your own studio. It's been so exciting building this community and connecting with instructors who are really passionate about elevating the quality of teaching in the Pilates industry. So if either of those paths resonate with you, I would absolutely love to connect and see if it's the right fit. And one more thing, before we get started, a few weeks ago, I mentioned that we were opening up a Jumpboard Workshop waitlist. And I'm excited to officially say that the workshop is now open. This is a 90-minute online workshop broken down into 10 different modules where I go over beginner to advanced jumpboard exercises, progressions, programming ideas, and just ways to integrate props like the small ball and resistance band into the workouts. It's super fun, it's really educational, and a great way to continue expanding your Pilates knowledge, whether you're an instructor or just someone who loves Pilates. I'm gonna have all of that information linked for you below. I know that was a lot, guys, and a lot of you guys are so patient with me during these intros, but I wanna share all of this information because I really feel like it's important. But if you guys are ready to get started, let's go ahead and begin. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with a warm-up. But before we get into the warm-up, we're gonna set our springs up for footwork. So I'm going to start with my 2 mediums and 1 heavy spring, which is 2 reds and a green if you're working on balanced body as well. So let's begin by sitting today. I'm gonna have you guys take your feet on the ledge of your Reformer model and about hip distance apart here, parallel with the feet, okay? And we're gonna just get into, like I said, a small little warm up here to activate through the midsection. So we're gonna take our arms out in front of us and we're gonna do some rollbacks here. So as you sit up nice and tall, I'm gonna have you start to begin to drop your chin to your chest. We're gonna tuck our tailbone under and we're gonna start to weave our way back to the point where we feel the abs start to quiver on us, right? We're not gonna lean all the way back just yet, but even if you feel like your feet are starting to lift away from the ledge, that's a great indication that you've hit your stopping point. Take a breath here and then exhale. We're gonna begin to roll up, maintaining that C curve as you begin to restack your body, shoulders over the hips. Now pay attention, what are the knees doing? Are they starting to come in towards the midline? Are they starting to separate? Because it's really important to maintain very active and energetic legs in the same position. Good. and continuing at your own pace, but I want it to be deliberate, making controlled and slow here. Scooping the navel in towards the spine, lowering back, challenging yourself to hopefully hit the shoulder blocks here with each repetition. Good. Inhale at the top, we exhale, knitting the ribs together. We scoop the belly back, we lean it back. Maybe you're at that point where you can tap the shoulder blocks. You know you've hit that point. Scoop, like if you're rounding yourself over this gigantic beach ball and then restacking the spine up tall. Puff that chest up. 2 more times here. Let's go ahead and exhale, scooping that belly, just pulling your belly away from your waistband. Beautiful. And again, energetic through the knees. Kneecaps are looking up at the ceiling. Rooted through the feet. Let's do this one more time. Dropping the chin and exhale. I hope at this point you're developing some heat into your body internally. We're using the breath to, again, contribute for the warmth of our body here. Hold. Okay, let's add in some rotation here to get into the obliques. So we're gonna open out the right arm for me, looking over the fingertips. Now, can you round through your spine and keep your eyesight over the fingertips? Paying attention to your legs. In midair, you're going to come back up as you sweep the arm right through the center here, okay? You're gonna open up the left arm first, and then we'll naturally scoop through the belly and lower down. I'm breaking this up into 2 parts, so it's not simultaneous. But what is simultaneous is on the way up. So we're gonna take our arm and scoop and restack the body. Let's try that again. We open up first for the rotation, eyesight over the fingertips. Good, navel to spine, lower yourself back down, hold. Think of your arms so heavy here, and you're gonna pull it through center as you gradually rebuild your spine. Beautiful. Let's take it open to the left, and then exhaling to lower it down. Good, strong and rooted through the feet. And again, here we go. Simultaneously, arm and the body returns up again. Beautiful. One more each way. We rotate here. We lower the body down. Yes. And exhale. And inhale to open. And scoop. Good. Roll it back. Hold. And then exhale. We return all the way up to the top here. Beautiful work. Okay, we are nice and warm here through the midsection. Let's go ahead and carefully lower ourselves down. I have my headrest in a halfway position. So again, do a little quick double check of where your head positioning is just by looking at the shoulder blocks here to see if your head naturally gravitates to one side so that you can correct it. Okay, so let's go. Heels are on the foot bar. Let's have them parallel. Let's again think of your neutral pelvis. So you might want to do a little rock back and forth to feel where you are out in space here with your pelvis, and then finding a nice relaxed position here. Inhale to prepare, and exhale, we press out and then return back in, nice and slow. Beautiful. So again, with our footwork, we are strengthening our ankles, our knees, and our hips. That is the purpose of this exercise. The muscle focus is gonna be on those hamstrings, which are the back of the legs, and the quads, which are the front of the thighs. Beautiful. Press. Good. And as you are strengthening through your quads, this is also helping to strengthen your knees. So if you are one who has weak knees, or you are actually recovering from a knee injury, this is also fantastic to integrate. Plus, don't we love starting like lying on our back when we work out? Like, I can't think of a person who doesn't enjoy that. So yeah, and take it here for another 3. Good. Staying in tune as you pull your belly button away from your waistband. Let's bring it back in. Good. Let's come down parallel to your toes. And let's lift those heels up. Take an inhale to prepare here and exhale, extend and bend. Nice and controlled. Keeping the number 11 with your knees, or you can think of your legs as railroad tracks, whichever one resonates with you. And bring it in. Good. And I challenge you too to see if you can keep your heels in a nice lifted position the entire time as we're going through this. If you have a dance history background and you are doing this, I challenge you to not have your heels in a high position and to lower them more in that kitten heel. Yes, because what I mean by that is that individual is very custom to that position. So to have more of a kitten heel is going to feel challenging for them. Good, and extend. 3. Exhale. 2. And 1. Good. Return back in. Toes are on, heels are together. Your nice Pilates V or your first position. Knees are in line with my shoulders. And straighten. And back in. Beautiful. So, how engaged can we possibly be in our core? Okay? We want to stay grounded through our tailbone. We want to allow the movement pattern to start and end with our core. Everything is controlled here. And press. Using your breath as one of the 4 components of the core, so important. So try not to hold your breath or try not to ignore it. Practicing the breath every single time is just helping you get to be more effective in your Pilates workouts. 3. Exhale, 2. And 1. Let's bring you back in. Let's come to the heels. We're gonna go in a nice wide stance. And we're gonna be in a slightly turned out position. So we're in our wide V on our heels. Flex those feet. Toes are looking up at the ceiling, and we exhale, press out and bend. Good. So as you're doing this, it's so easy to lose the focus, lose the alignment with our pelvis and our spine here. So if you find yourself lifting your tailbone up every single time you're pressing out, what's mostly occurring is that you are overly gripping through your hip flexors. So you're allowing your hip flexors to actually dominate the workout instead of actually moving from, again, like I said so many times, I'm gonna keep saying it, from your midsection. So if you're like, I don't understand that, it's just not happening for me, slow it down. Like literally slow it down. Like you're balancing a cup of water on top of your belly, and see if that helps you start to feel the muscle groups a little differently here, okay? Let's do 2 more. Exhale, press. And exhale, press. And let's bring it back in. Let's come down to your toes, staying that wide V second. Again, we're in the high heel position. You know if you're in a kitten heel or near your stilettos today. So we press and inhale back in. And back in. Good. Press out. Inhale back in. Nice and controlled. Just resisting those patterns. Beautiful. Collarbone is wide. Arms are energetically just relaxed by your sides. And press back in. Good. Nice and easy. Just feeling the sensation of your muscles warming up here, because these are the larger muscle groups of our body. So that's another reason why we start with our footwork right after our warm-up begins. And we have another 2 and 1. And let's bring it home. Okay, let's go ahead back to the center. Toes are on, we're in a parallel positioning here. We'll go into our calf raises. So let's press on out, and we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have you carefully drop both heels under, get a nice sensation of what that feels like. It's always like the first one feels like so good of the day, right? And you're like, okay, yep, let's do this, because we are gonna focus on calf raises, which is ultimately strengthening the ankles here. So let's intentionally push through all of our metatarsals and lift the heels up for me, and then start to lower the heels down. Let's lift those heels up and then lower the heels down. So if you haven't checked out my Wednesday workouts, that's me guiding a student through their own customized one-on-one session. I talk so much about, you know, their postural patterns, whether they are pronating or supinating through their feet. And if you find yourself with those same type of postural patterns, again, start to recognize, take a look and take a sensation of feeling. Are you putting more pressure on the inside of your feet, or are you putting more pressure on the outside? Are all of your toes actually applying pressure, or do you see some of your toes lifting away from the foot bar? All of that is cues. It's all helping us to understand our body so that we can target some of those weaker areas of our body. Good, we're gonna go in for 5. Nice and easy, and 4, and 3, and 2, and last time. Good. Let's go ahead and bend one knee, hold, and we're gonna go into running. So we're just gonna carefully switch to the other side, but go slow with this because we want to eliminate any shifting of the pelvis here. We want it to stay super stable, okay? This is all about how we're building stability through our hips. Yes, and switch, using your breath. Just breathe regularly here, okay? Perfect. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Switch. Good. Let's try that one more time. Let's drop both heels underneath. Imagine someone is at the end there just pulling those heels towards them, right? If you do have someone, maybe you should go ask them because it feels so delightful. Lift the heels up and then come right back in again. Okay, let's go into a little single leg here. So we're going to reduce our spring tension. Again, I'm a huge fan of getting as much footwork in as possible. So I am gonna go on 2 mediums and 1 light spring. So go ahead and change that for you on your model at home. And we're gonna start with heels on the foot bar here. So we're in parallel. And I like to start with both my heels back on just so I know my alignment is gonna be strong. And then we're gonna take our right leg into tabletop here, okay? So hips are grounded, arms are reaching. Exhale, we push through that left heel. Good. So you might feel like there's some instability as you're doing the unilateral work here. But again, you wanna take as much time as possible to keep the tracking on as best as you possibly can. So again, we want hip in line with our knee, knee in line with our ankle here. Good. A nice, strong, energetic tabletop with that right leg as well. Beautiful. Exhale, we'll take it for 5. Good. And if you can even squeeze through your left butt cheek here and allow that to get a little deeper into your hamstring, try and see if that also helps to create more stability in your hips. Good. 2. And last time. And press. And let's return back in again. Good. So let's come up to your heel. Let's take it into your left side. So nice and easy. Left leg is energetic. Press strong with your right side. Good. And notice if you have any shifting occurring in your hips as you do this as well, because that also are postural patterns that you might identify in your body that you overcompensate, and then you start to feel things naturally shifting. exhale, press. Again, squeeze through that right butt cheek now as you push out. So the glutes are connecting into the hamstring. That's all helping us to stay strong as we strengthen through the hips here. Press for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring you back in again. Okay, let's go down to the toes here. So we're going back. Both feet are on the foot bar, toes are on, and then let's go ahead and take it into, whoops. Yeah, right leg in tabletop, sorry. Left foot is on, right leg is in tabletop. Inhale to prepare, and then exhale, we'll straighten out. Good, and back in again. Again, when you're on your toes, it's gonna feel a little bit more challenging here because there's longer distance to go when we're doing this exercise. So if you feel a little bit more wobbly, just make that notation for yourself. Exhale. And press. Beautiful. Just nice and easy as you glide out, putting the brakes on as you resist the spring tension on your return home. Good. And extend for 4, 3, 2. Good, last time. And let's bring it back in. Come back to your toes on your right side. Okay, let's find your tabletop with your left. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, we extend. Good, and back in. Beautiful. Nice and easy. Taking this time to really allow yourself to feel what is occurring in your body. Letting your body just speak to you as much as possible. And press out. Beautiful. 4, 3. Good. 2 and 1. And let's bring you in. All right, nice work here, guys. So let's sit ourselves up. We're gonna attach all of the springs on now, and we're gonna get into an abdominal series here. So I'm gonna take my foot bar down flat because we're gonna go into short box, and I'm gonna have my fuzzy strap available. So basically your safety strap available. And grab a hold of your box. So take your box, we're gonna go short box, which is horizontal, and place it up against the shoulder blocks. If you are maybe 5'8" and above, I would take it over the shoulder blocks to give you a little bit more leg room here as we're doing this. But I'm gonna leave it there against the shoulder blocks for myself. I'm gonna have a seat, and let's take the feet into the safety strap here, okay? All right, so the reason why I did the warm up the way we did in today's workout is because we're going to now take that same series and we're gonna apply it here onto the box. So we already know how that felt, we were already warmed up with it. So again, with your feet in the safety strap, separate your feet completely so the strap is more taut here. And I'm gonna ask you guys to keep your feet on the ledge. So try to avoid, I know this might be hard for some of you guys, try to avoid bringing your feet away, okay? I know eventually we will get there, that's gonna be in a different workout, but for today, I am gonna teach it this way because I want you guys to build complete awareness, and this is one of the steps I like to take for you guys to learn that. All right, so let's take our arms out in front of us. We're nice and tall. Make sure you're feeling centered on your box. And again, knees are pulling apart. Let's take an inhale to prepare. And then exhale, C, curve it back here, navel to spine. Remember, you're only going back to the point where you feel like your feet are going to disconnect from the ledge, or you can feel that shakiness in your abdominal muscles. Hold for the inhale, and then exhale. Round through your spine, resisting the strap to pull you up. That's big key item there, okay? Let's try that again. Nod your chin to your chest. Scoop the belly. Roll yourself back. Good. Take a moment to hold. How are the shoulders doing? Let's drop those down. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and start to slowly rebuild where we're actually using our abs to get us up, not completely relying on the strap. That's the main difference here. I'll go again. So knit those ribs as you take your exhale. So you're narrowing the rib cage here. We inhale, expand the rib cage. And then exhale, cinch it, round yourself over and return. Again, trying to build that internal heat into our body. 2 more times. Nod the chin and we roll back here slowly. Good. And breathe. And then exhale, restack, rebuild. 1 more time here, guys. Let's drop the chin and exhale, lower it back. Beautiful. And then start to slowly round and lift up again. Excellent. Okay, so we're gonna go into our oblique series here as well. Again, keeping those feet grounded onto the ledge for me. So arms are out, nice and tall with the spine. Rotating first. I love the rotation as long as you have a healthy spine to do that, because we don't necessarily get to rotate so much in our everyday lifestyle. Looking over the fingertips and then exhale, sweep and return back up again. We open up to the left side. Good. How's the spine feeling here? Scoop and lower back into your deep C curve, eyesight over the fingertips. And then exhale, sweep it around as you return up. So 2 things to think about. As we rotate, we are identifying what we feel in the spine. We're also identifying what we feel in the neck, right? Because you have to turn your head, eyes over the fingertips, and lower it down. That's where our postural patterns also come into play, is in our neck. Are we actually tilting more to one side? Do we have forward head posture? So many things. And lower it back. Eyesight over the fingertips. Exhale, let's lift. 1 more each way, guys. We have it. Let's take it over. And then let's go ahead and lower it back. Maybe you're moving a little bit differently here too, because the muscles are more warmed up. And last time to the left. Try not to move your hips as well. And exhale. Let's bring you back up again. Beautiful. Okay, so we did rotation. Now I want to add in some lateral flexion here, okay? So we're going to turn and we're going to keep our left foot into the strap. And I'm going to have your headrest go down flat. We're going to go ahead and take our right hand down, and then let's take your left hand, place it behind your head. So we're already preparing you for the intermediate level here. So left leg is long and straight. We're going to bend into our right hand so you can feel the stretch in from your whole left side here. And then exhale. I want you not to press into your right hand, but actually just allow your body to glide you back up. Your right hand's there for support if you need it, but I really don't want you to rely on it. This is more of an introduction to prepare you, like I said, for the intermediate level. And think of your head being pressed into your hands and lift. So notice here, my lower body isn't moving. I want you guys to pay attention to what's happening in your body. Are you moving your leg back and forth? So how can you eliminate and isolate more, okay? So eliminate that movement pattern, isolate more through the obliques. You got it, 3 more. And this is a beginner exercise. I still feel it. So you can't cheat your way out of these things, guys, even if it is a beginner exercise. It's like you just come back and you know how to make it a little bit more challenging for yourself. Good. And then let's go ahead and sit ourselves up. Beautiful. Let's take it to the other side. So right leg is through. We're gonna stack through our hips here. Let's go left hand on. Flex your right foot for me. Hands behind the head. And again, try a new side, new things to think about here. Soften through your left elbow, and then exhale, straighten. Good. So you're softening through your left elbow. You are guiding your way with your right obliques. Nice. Again, puff your chest up so that you are long and lower. It's like you're in two panes of glass here. And lower. And exhale up. Inhale it down. And take it for 4. Inhale. 3. Inhale, bend the elbow. 2. You got it. Puff your chest up a little bit. Sometimes we start to round out through our spine. Last time. 1. And then come back up again. Okay. Excellent, excellent job. Let's go ahead and you guys can take your foot bar back into its mid position here and come down to a, I'm gonna go down to a medium spring, but if you know your glutes are actually pretty weak, you can always take this next series down into a light spring, okay? So we can take the box away. If you guys are in your loops, great. But if you're not, take this moment to place the loops onto to connect it with, okay? And again, I'm gonna use a pillow for this as well. Okay, so I have my pillow here just because I want to make sure that I have some nice neck support. Actually, I'm a really big fan of this pillow. If anyone's needs to shop for one, this is the Pilates body pillow. I'll have it linked for you guys too in case you're shopping for a pillow for yourself. Okay, so with this one, let's take our loop, okay? So we're gonna push ourselves out and place your left arch of your foot into the loop. And then we're gonna go ahead and stack through the hips, stack through the shoulders. I have my right hand holding onto the peg here, okay? So let's begin to go to a straight leg, just like that. And we're gonna start to bend and straighten the leg. So we're gonna bend and then exhale, straighten. So what am I watching for? I want the knee to stay in line with the hip. So honestly, the rope is right in front of me, my knee, which is, I like that because I know I'm tracking nicely here. So if you see your rope actually going like in front of the knee or like on the top of the knee, you might notice that you're either internally rotating with the kneecap or you're externally rotating. So challenge yourself again to find that middle balance. Because if we're gonna do this work, we might as well get the glute, awaken the glute up here. Those sleepy muscles, right? And take it here for 3. Think of leading with your heel, like you're pushing a heavy box away to see if that activates your glutes a little bit more, and press out, hold. Okay, let's go ahead and externally rotate it, and you're gonna bend your knee in towards your shoulder and straighten it out. So we just changed the method of the positioning from the hip socket. And knee to shoulder and extend. Good. Relax your neck and shoulders. Sink your head down a little bit more. And reach. Good. Abs are drawn in. Again, we're not forgetting to find our neutral spine. So if you notice, there's a space between my right side and the carriage that you can see, or I can even like place my hand through. So that is because I'm maintaining my neutral spine position. So if you feel like you're like dumping in like this, that would be considered losing the neutral spine position in the best way I can say that. Good. And let's go ahead, take it for 2. Feeling the burn here. Last time. Good. And then let's go back to parallel, and I'm gonna take it straight back for me. And then you're gonna start to point your toes up to the ceiling, open up at the hip socket, and then you're gonna close it down. So there's a little bit of this turn occurring as you lift, and then turn it down as you lower. So point your toes up, and then you're gonna point your toes outward, okay? So point it up, and then point them outward. And it gets a little bit more of that burn, right, into the glute here. But this is also nice because we are stretching through those inner thighs. And take it here for another 3. And down. And 2. And last time. And lower it down. Hold it right about here. Let's bring you slightly forward. So if you were to like look down without moving your neck, if your eyes were to look down, could you see your toes there? Try to organize your leg there, and we're gonna go ahead and make small baseball circles. Okay, so imagine the size of a baseball and outlining the circle here. So we are getting deeper into the glute for the extra burnout here. Good. Very intentional. And 2 and 1, but now we have to reverse it, okay? So again, finding this pattern, and it might be just like not the shape of a baseball at all, but you do what works for you. As long as you're feeling this, you're reaching out of your hip socket, the legs feeling energetic, you're like, Vanessa, I feel the glute working. Great, you're doing good. And 2 and 1 and rest it. Beautiful work. Okay, let's go ahead and switch. Actually, before we switch sides, let's just go to our back. Let's stretch it out here, right? So we're on our back, and you can go ahead and take your left ankle over the right knee, finding your figure 4. And if you need more of a stretch, you can go ahead and push out a little bit. If you are okay with deepening that stretch, you can pull it in as close as you possibly can. Or if you need more, you can just bring yourself into that tabletop position, right? So you guys know your body, you know what your body needs for today. And just keep breathing. And then we'll go ahead and take it to our next side here. So let's turn ourselves around and find your loop. And we'll push on out, place carefully the loop into your right arch of your foot, and start to stack your hips here, stack your shoulders. Again, my left hand is hanging onto the peg here, and then I'm gonna begin to straighten out my leg. So try to get tall again, get long, and begin to start to bend into deep knee flexion and extend. Good. And again, if you do have limitations with your flexibility of your knees, then you know where you're gonna stop at. And extend. Focus on pushing through your heel so that you are isolating the glute med here. And abs are in. Really tightening up through your core. Again, providing the stability through your hips. So this is part of our hip strengthening part of our series here. And if you notice, when I teach every single workout, there's a pattern that's occurring. There's a specific flow that's occurring. That is something you would learn in the Teacher Training Academy. Good, let's take it here for another 3. And inhale to bend, exhaling for 2. Inhale to bend and exhale One more time, hold. Okay, let's externally rotate it. So I'm pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. I'm gonna bend knee in towards my shoulder and then again, press out. Good, so we soften and then exhale, get long. How's our neutral spine doing, guys? So again, our left side should feel like it's being lifted off the carriage. That the goal is that we are basically maintaining the natural curves of our spine as if we were standing up, right? But we're on our side, so it's kind of hard. It's challenging because we want to rely on the connection of the carriage to relax into. And take it 4, 3, inhale, bend, exhale, 2, and last time. Good. And we're gonna go ahead, we're halfway through. So we're gonna start to, again, bring our toes up to the ceiling as we lift our leg for the stretch, and then we turn the toes to lower the rope. We allow for the rope to go up, and then we lower down. Good, we lift and lower. Good, and lift. Getting a stretch in those inner thighs and lower, but still our main muscle focus is in on those glutes. And just because we're working the right side does not mean that the left side is not contributing. It's actually working as a stabilizer. So it's working pretty hard too, as well. And lower. 3. And 2. And 1. Good, so remember, this is the one where if you don't move your head, if you look down, can you see your toes? And we're gonna make those baseballs all the way around. Okay, trying to stay in control, not to make the rope all choppy, but very focused and aware. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's reverse it. 10, 9, 8, get maybe more specific in your outline here for these last few. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's bring that in, find your foot bar, and let's come onto your back for a little stretch here. Okay, so let's go ahead and find our right ankle over the knee. And this, again, it's a new side, so you might be more flexible on this side. You might feel like I'm way tighter on this side, whatever you're more dominant with. And again, if you want more, you can take it into your hands, can clasp behind your left thigh. And stretch. Okay, so from here, we're gonna do a little bit of bridging. So I am gonna remove the pillow now because I want you guys to have a flat headrest here. And I'm okay with the spring tension because we're not gonna be moving very far. Your legs are actually gonna go over the foot bar here, which can feel nice too, especially like if you wanna take a moment to kind of roll out your calves. And you'll know if you are because you're gonna feel like there's like these little bumps that you're going over in a sense. They could be a little tender, but this is such a great way to self-massage your calves here, just to open up the circulation of your body. So if you want to take a few moments here to do that, if you're not interested at all, that's okay. We're gonna get into our bridging here right now. So legs are over the foot bar here. Try not to move the carriage, okay? So you're energetic with your legs, point out through your toes. You're gonna use your arms as leverage and we're gonna basically bridge on up here, okay? So that your hips are lifted and you can feel the front of your thighs here your quads engage, and then you're going to go ahead and lower back down. So squeeze your butt cheeks here as well. Inhale to prepare, exhale, let's lift on up. Abs are in, ribs are closed, and then let's inhale to lower. So this is bridging. The difference between bridging is that we are lifting up our torso as a unit, as opposed to articulating, where we have done pelvic curls. That's more articulation of the spine. Still very good, but today I'm keeping things flowing from one exercise to the next. And lower. 3 more here, guys. And we lift. Think of pelvic floor lifting. Keep those legs together as if they're wrapping inward and lifting up, okay? That should help to also activate your pelvic floor. 2. One more time. And we lift. And lower back down. Beautiful job. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead and sit ourselves up. And we're gonna grab a hold of our box again. I'm gonna stay on the medium spring. If you're on a light spring, I would recommend going to a medium spring on this one. You should be fine for the arm work. And grab your box again. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to start with long box here. Let's have a seat. We'll get into our chest expansion. So I'm gonna stay with the ropes and the loops I mean. So if you want handles, you can do handles, that's also okay. Feet are go ahead and on the headrest here, nice and tall. Fingertips are looking towards the ceiling. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, let's go ahead and gently place those arms behind our hips. And slowly return in. Exhale. And return in. And exhale. So what is this doing? This is helping to strengthen our upper back. It's helping with our posture. It's helping with our core. Okay, so that we're not rounding through our spine. It's strengthening our core because we have to sit in this upright position, and that takes work, right? It takes work. We're not just letting ourselves go loose here. And go for 4, exhale for 3, and 2, good, last time. Beautiful, hold it here. We're gonna go into the second variation of chest expansion. So we're gonna go ahead, have our palms. So at first the palms were looking back. Now the palms are looking at us, okay? And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and it's like you're slicing through air. Exhale, pull. There's just a little bit more muscle focus here on the triceps as well. So yes, this is also it's supporting your back muscles, but it's also strengthening your triceps here too. Good. And we can never have enough of that, right? Especially if you like that sculpted look. Obviously everyone's gonna be a little different. Exhale, press, and inhale forward. Good, and then pay attention to your shoulders. Do we need to roll those back to get them in better alignment? I guess I was thinking that because I could feel my right side drifting forward. So pay attention to what your shoulders wanna do. They have a mind of their own, right? And then one more time here, exhale, and return. Okay, we're gonna do one more variation on this one. So I know they're probably burning at this point. Let's turn the palms forward now, okay? So this is our last variation. So my thumbs are out, my palms are facing forward, my fingertips are looking to the ground, and exhale, we pull. So it's like you're really expanding your chest now as we stretch out the front of the shoulders, but we're still highlighting triceps. You might even feel some biceps activate, but we're still getting the upper back. If you feel any type of neck tension now, you're like, I just start to feel this in my neck because it's getting heavy. It's our third variation. Just reduce your range of motion. See if that helps. Because you might be feeling this in your lower to upper trapezes. Let's take it for 4, exhale, 3 and 2. One more time. Beautiful. Okay. And then let's go ahead and let's get into butterfly. So let's place our arms through the loops and nice and tall for me. So we're bent at the elbows 90 degrees and our palms are looking at us. We're gonna open and then close. So it's really easy to think that you wanna squeeze your shoulder blades together. Don't squeeze the shoulder blades together. I want you to think of this movement coming from the back of your shoulder, okay? So that changes quite a bit the sensation of the exercise here. So we're strengthening the posterior deltoid, again, to reshape the alignment of your shoulder. Good, nice and relaxed. If you're feeling any neck tension, kind of shake it out. You don't have to open all the way. In fact, I want your arms to stay in your peripheral vision as you're doing this. 3 and 2. Good, one more time. And close. All right, let's keep the long box. We're gonna turn ourselves around. We're gonna straddle the box here, okay? So go ahead and have your feet supported on the carriage, 1 foot at a time. Grab a hold of your loops behind you or your handles, and we're gonna work the front side of the body now. So we'll go ahead and take it into our hug-a-tree. So we're gonna take our arms out, nice and wide, and sitting tall, and fingertips come back together. So again, I like to do a little double take here into the camera because I can see my body positioning there. So if you have a mirror nearby, try to see if you're like leaning forward or like if you're leaning back, and try to correct your alignment here, okay? So you should feel your abs working as you're doing this exercise. Exhale, close. Inhale, we open. Let's take it here for 2 and 1. Good. Okay. Rest for a moment. We're going to take it into a little bit of serving the tray. So we're going to focus on the front of the shoulders here. We already worked at the back of the shoulders. So elbows are going next to the rib cage. Palms are looking up. We're going to reach and bring it back in. And reach and back in. If you're like, this is feeling too heavy for me, but I don't want to, lose my flow, see if you guys can just scoot back on the box a little bit, obviously without having to fall off, and if that helps to reduce the tension. So if you want more tension, if you're like, well, I want more springs, actually, you don't have to change the springs. You would just move your body forward on the box, okay? So that's just like a quick tip for you guys. If you want less, move your body back. If you want more resistance, move your body forward. Reach for 2 and exhale, 1. Beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and take that, place it onto your pegs. Let's carefully, don't lose the box, don't put it away too far, but we're gonna use it here at the end. So I'm just gonna set mine to the side. Let's get into a mermaid stretch. So I'm still on my medium spring. Let's zigzag those legs so our right shin is up against the shoulder blocks. Let's take our left hand to the foot bar and we're gonna reach up and over. So such a great stretch to integrate into our series. But again, with Mermaid, if you've heard me speak about this before, we sometimes ignore the fact that this is actual exercise that we're doing. So how do we actually create that? Well, it's an oblique emphasis. So think of before we lift up again, I want you to think of your torso being so heavy here, okay? So you got this stretch on those first 2 reps. Now let's create the heaviness through our torso and resist sitting ourselves up again. Okay, let's try that again. Let's take it up and over. From here, you get that stretch, beautiful. But now on the next way up, you're resisting coming up. You're tightening through your midsection. So think of a tight corset around your waist here. One more time. We go over. And then again, really cinching through the waist, getting taller, 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 and feeling that work. So huge difference. Let me know if you guys can feel that or if it's still a bit of a struggle as you get comfortable with that. All right, let's take it to the other side. And let's have the right hand here on the foot bar. Let's take it up and over. And the first two are the stretch. So you can just kind of feel what your body wants to feel. Good. Now on these next three, let's create work. Let's stretch over. And then let's, again, think of our torso being heavy and sitting ourselves up. You might be able to activate one side more than the other. So notice that as well. And lift. One more. And lift up. Beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna add on the extra light spring, and I'm gonna take my medium spring off. I'm gonna go ahead and find my box. We're gonna end it with extension. So we're gonna go into frame pull. And I'm okay with the foot bar up. So it's almost a reminder. The foot bar up helps the legs be reminded to maintain that posterior connection. If you don't like it, you can place your foot bar down. And with extension, let's separate the legs here so we're not compressing through the spine of the lumbar spine. Thumbs are on top of the wooden frame, or I'm sorry, whatever model you're working on at home. So it could be the metal frame as well. Point through those toes, and we're gonna start to slowly, because of the light spring, start to lift ourselves up into extension. And this is really nice for the low back to feel a stretch and then to lower your chest down. In the meantime, we're helping to mobilize the shoulder blades, okay? And if you know yourself, if more specifically, if your shoulders are more rounded, it might be a little sticky or stuck to get mobilization through the shoulder blades. So that's why I like to reduce the tension here so that we can really focus on that being the objective of this exercise. And lower. It's still strengthening the upper portion of the back. And then it's also, again, like I said, stretching out your low back, which is great. 2 more, guys. Let's lift. And down. Last time. And down. All right, good work. Let's carefully exit to the right side. And how are we feeling? Okay, so finishing it with a couple of roll downs. The reason why I do the roll downs, guys, is to feel like this session is complete. So try not to skip past these roll downs if you're not a huge fan of them. It just really feels like we're ending the session in completion. So let's go ahead and let's line our feet up hip distance apart, reach those arms up. Let's take a dive down. Okay, so reaching as far as your body is allowing you to go today. And then push your feet into the floor. Begin to rebuild, restack. Shoulders roll back. Nice. Let's bring it back up again. Let's take a dive. Let's take our fingertips to the floor. And then exhale, begin to rebuild, restack. Head being the last thing up, shoulders down those back pockets. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed our Reformer 101 Part 2. Again, if you didn't check out the first one, I'd recommend going back as well. Start to bring this into your routine. Such a great way to start with you guys. So if you liked it, hit a thumbs up. If you have a comment on anything, drop it down in the comments, and I will see you guys next week.